Welcome back to my channel. Looking for the ultimate high-end knife set that blends precision, craftsmanship, and elegance? In this video, we dive deep into the best premium kitchen knife sets on the market in 2026, rigorously tested for sharpness, balance, durability, and design. Whether you're a professional chef or a passionate home cook, these elite sets deliver world-class performance. Okay friends, let's see top 5 best high-end knife sets review.
Number 1. ZWILLING Pro 10 Pieces Knife Block Set. This is one of the more accessible standards in the kitchen cutlery world. It's very basic in the sense that when some uses the term Western or German chef knife, you can just picture the ZWILLING Pro chef knife. I should emphasize that this is called the ZWILLING Pro set. ZWILLING also makes the Pro S, which is roughly the same design, but it has a full bolster and a blade shape that's a little closer to a juto because of the way the spine drops down and leaves less of a curve to the edge. Both versions are made with the same Sigma Forge process out of a single piece of steel, and put through ZWILLING's own particular set of cryo treatments, but I prefer the bolsterless version because it's easier to sharpen the whole edge, and a whole lot more comfortable in a pinch grip. These knives are more tough than hard. ZWILLING only takes these to 58 HRC at the most, so these will have a typically Western edge retention in that they will need to be at least honed after a day or week of heavy use, and sharpened 1 to 2 times a year, again, depending on how heavily you're using it. But that use will feel great. The Pro knives have a nice balance and the curved bolster make for one of the most comfortable grips you'll find on this list. As for the 16-piece set itself, it's likely more than most people need, but at least it will be too much of a good thing. With 2 paring knives and a utility knife, you'll be well covered for detail work. Between the Santoku and the standard 8-inch Western chef's knife, this set can handle basically every kind of food from fine vegetables to hearty cuts of meat. The Pro series has been around for a while, so you can find a lot of different variations of it in both size and color of handle. Just be sure you pay attention to the lack of an S in the name if you're particular about full bolsters. Number 2. Bavarian Knife Works 19 Pieces Kitchen Knife Set. I decided to start this article off with the Bavarian Knife Works set because it is the set that I have in my kitchen. We have hundreds of kitchen knives and dozens of sets here at the Nothing But Knives office, but this is the set I chose to take home. This is a pretty new company that hit the kitchen scene in kind of a new way. This set comes with a 10-inch chef's knife and an offset bread knife, which we don't see very often, at least, not in the big kitchen set world, but honestly, it's a breath of fresh air. We love offset bread knives almost as much as we love bread. It's important to note that this doesn't come with an 8-inch chef's knife like basically every other set on this list. Instead, it has a 7-inch Santoku. Most of the professional chefs we've talked to seem to prefer a 10-inch knife for most of their work anyway. If you really need that standard-sized chef's knife, it's less than $100 to add on, and they've left an empty slot in the block for it just in case. As for the actual function of the set, these knives feel incredible. They're very lightweight and well-balanced for Western-style knives. The company has spent a lot of time working on the edges of these things so that the weight of the knife does most of the cutting, so these are very pleasant to cut with. And since it comes with both a honing rod and a sharpening rod, you'll have everything you need to maintain those edges at hand. Number 3. Wüsthof Classic Ikon Slim 7-Piece Knife Set. It is pretty obvious that Wüsthof plans on this being the last kitchen cutlery set you ever need to buy, which is why the Classic Ikon series is popular with professional chefs. The knives look and feel tough enough to survive the apocalypse. The standout feature of the Ikon knives is that they are heavily weighted toward the butt of the handle, which makes rock chopping feel a lot more comfortable and natural for most people. Wüsthof went to great pains to make sure the Ikon series is well balanced and easy to maintain. You won't find the same out-of-box slicing prowess as the most of the Japanese knife sets, but the Classic Ikon series knives are more durable and less likely to chip. This 7-piece set is a great starter set for anyone wanting to get started with professional kitchen knives, because it offers excellent value compared to buying these premium knives separately. I do wish the storage block has some empty slots, so the set could be added to over time. Fortunately, Wüsthof does sell a variety of storage blocks separately, so upgrading to a bigger block down the road is an option. While these knives are superior in every way to most other knife sets on the market, the craftsmanship is not quite on the same level as the premium Karamer by Zwilling Euroline set or Zwilling J.I. Hickel's 1731 series sets listed later in this article. This set is still durable enough to be the last set you ever buy even if you are in your 20s, and they still very much offer you professional level performance. The classic Ikon handles are contoured for comfort and made of a sturdy polypropylene that is triple riveted to the tang, so it will not come loose after extensive use like cheaper knife handles have a tendency do. Wüsthof also forges metal end caps at the butt of the handle to give the knives their impressive balance. While the classic Ikon handles are not as visually appealing as some of the other high-end knife sets, they are sturdy, secure and comfortable. Number 4. Cangshan Thomas Keller 17-piece block knife set, designed by the multi-Michelin-starred chef behind French Laundry and Buchan Bakery. The Thomas Keller series of knives made by Cangshan is amazingly smooth-cutting and comfortable. It uses a premium powder steel made by the Swedish company Damasteel, which is responsible for making the steel used in some of the best Damascus knives in the world. While these knives are made of Damascus, RWL34 is a fantastic material that's capable of high hardnesses and can take a super thin edge. As for the actual feel of the knives, they are somewhere in between the ZWILLING Pro series and the Kramer knives. The slanted bolster makes the larger knives very comfortable in a pinch grip, and the slightly rounded handle is easy to grip and doesn't have any harsh corners to bite into the palm of the hand. This is more than a complete set, including a bunch of knives you probably won't use, but who's to say you won't find some blocks of cheese to slice up with that tomato/cheese knife? And the Santoku can be a nice change of pace if you want to push cut through a lot of vegetables when you get bored with the Western-style chef's knife. The point is, there's a lot of options in this set. Number 5. HexClad Essential 6-piece knife set. Think of these HexClad knives like a hybrid in terms of ergonomics and cutting style. The steel is Japanese and even sharpened in a Japanese style. The handles are rounded in a way that's certainly closer to a lot of Japanese kitchen knives than Western. But they have steel bolsters and a full tang construction, which is a solid German knife style kind of a thing to do and improves the overall durability of the knives quite a bit. The blade profile is also very much Western with a big belly and a fairly thick spine at the base. All that means is these knives should feel a bit like lighter, slacier Japanese knives, but the chef's knife is primed for rock chopping instead of push cutting and the balance point is around the bolster instead of toward the blade. Since the edge geometry is pretty thin and the hardness of the steel is up fairly high, although not quite as high as your typical Japanese knife, these knives won't be as safe to work around bone with. They should be a little less prone to chipping than a Shun Classic, but not quite as tough as a Zwilling or Wüsthof. Knife stuff aside, the magnetic block is a great storage option because it leaves the knife blades out in the open and takes up less square space on the counter, and the set as a whole gives you a little more than what you'll need for most cooking. Thanks for watching.